stream. I gotta edit this one too. Oh wow, R6 stream. Wow, R6 stream. Wow, Rainbow Six stream. Wow. Wow, Rainbow Six Siege stream. Wow, Rainbow Six stream. Oh boy. Isn't that crazy now? Like the internet is like against me right now, man. Why? Let's see if we're live. Okay, WoW Talk Time. Let's change the title to WoW Talk Time to a description. WoW R6 time. Let's go.
Nice.
Nice. Let's go also edit some tags because apparently it doesn't have tags on it. Rainbow Six. This is not Rainbow Six at all. This is Rising
Add clone,
Storm.
drone, and tags.
No, the tags are all Rising Storm. Go room. Oh my god, disgusting. I'm gonna grab some tags from somewhere else. Your channel. Just don't want it. We can't even have a single Rising Storm, right? Rainbow Six Siege stream, man, without everything fucking breaking, man. Everything's just fucking. Oh boy, can you believe it? Can you believe it?
No.
This is actually quite. It's so difficult changing all these stupid things all like every time. There I go. Copy 2. Yeah, just copy a clipboard, thank you, and then let's just delete all that shit, and then tag that, and then save. And now WoW R6 time is ready. Thank you for playing. We have WoW R6 time live, and now we just move this over here.
Don't forget to announce it in the Discord and stuff.
I will, Mom. Don't worry. Although I did forget to get the link for
Good boy.
The stream. I fucking hate everything. All right, let's go to YouTube. Turn off the display capture. Uh-oh. What happened? Uh-oh. What kind of music should we listen to? You think we should listen to some like holiday music, like some Christmas music, some stuff. No, let's go do this.
I don't know.
You don't know, man. That's not really a video URL. Okay. Okay, let's go announce it in the Discord, and we should be good. Potential call announcements at everyone. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Iggy, going live at everyone. Everyone, we're gonna play some R6. Everyone, we're gonna play. All right, we don't need to watch my stream. Some R6. All right, we're good. So it's live. We got the thing. We're going. Where's my restreamer thing? Okay, now I can see chat. No one's talked in chat yet, so that's good. Always good. We need to probably get some music. Let's get some music on. What do we want for some music? What do you think? We got somebody that says R6 you say. That's what I said, man. Let's put this on. Let's throw this on real quick, and we're good. All right, R6 we said. Let's get some R6 on, and Tom Clancy's. And we're Tom Clancy's on. I have a question. It's Caller, by the way. I know. No, I didn't know. I forgot. You have a weird name. Well, weird as a different name from what you should have, my dude. Wow.
So game starting now?
Yeah. I'm just joining it now. Wow, we're just waiting for R6 to start up. Dooba doo boop 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 boop. How's the dumb person in the background really annoying? I like you making fun of yourself. Hey there, Mr. Psycho Trackers. I don't know how one does this thing disable all sticker. When did you post this? Is there not a way to see when people post messages in? I'm assuming DLive is not live right now. Well, no, it is live, but I'm assuming no one's actually typing in DLive. So let's go and assume that. Okay, game capture, are you working? Capture any? Okay, we should be good. All right. Look at my awesome rank, dude. I got D ranked so many times from playing with you.
We played one time.
That's a lot of times, dude. right, let's go play. You want to play casual? You want to play ranked?
I don't care really.
All right, man.
Ranked is better, but casual is okay too.
Let's try like at least a casual one at the very least. If we win this game, sorry, I forgot this thing's on, not PTT. If we win this game, we will.
Oh, nice hearing you in two
Yeah,
different
I
voices.
know. Shut up. I'm fixing it. What was the button for this? Open. There it is. Touch to talk.
Well, I can do this too.
Shut up! Stop! I got rid of it. Okay. Well, if we win this one, we'll play some whatever. Chat room
Okay.
settings. Settings will fix chat room. Disable all stickers. Is there a way to like see the timestamps on DLive or no? That's kind of stupid if there's no way to set. I hope that guy hasn't been here, but whatever, man. I'm just gonna assume he hasn't been here. Wow, R6 stream, man.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
I mean, I would assume so. Wow. Shalom, guys. How you guys doing, man? I'm gonna play IQ. Hey, Zombie Bomb. What's up, man? How you been?
It's pretty quiet here.
No one's talking, yeah. What a lame-os. Sometimes they just don't talk for a bit. Maybe they'll talk later when we start losing.
Azar chat is quiet too.
Wow, it's like maybe we're just being like poopsied on.
At least they could have said like shut up or something.
Oh, what the heck's going on with my browser, dude? Not much to talk about. Usually, yeah. Makes me feel so good. Shut up. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for other features. There we go. I'm trying to find the dashboard for YouTube. There we go. That's what I wanted. Wow. Okay. Good enough. That feels so good. Or maybe not. Am I just gonna keep tabbing out? Yes, I am. Alright, there we go. That's what I wanted. Hey guys. Man, who are those two guys that were talking before? It's me, Zombie. I just think it's kind of a bit so loud. That's better. Nice. Okay, we're good.
One is AFK.
Yeah.
Oh, not anymore.
Ah! Fuck, I got pooped on. What's up? What's up, Mr. Satin? I mean, I heard that if people don't talk in the game, that means they're bots and they're hacking, because their hacks would make their mic mess up, because it's hacking the mainframe, you know. What are you up to? We're playing Rainbow Six Siege, dude. What do you think we're doing? Wow, we won!
Wow.
I like the moment that I'm going through the doorway. This guy appears. I'm like a dumbass. Hey, what's up, dude?
Oh, hello.
Oh, I know. Oh, Melon, I know metal gets repetitive after a while, but so I have this one album I recommended. It's called Home Before the Night. Yeah, well, the thing about music and YouTube is that if I want to clip something, I won't be able to actually clip anything because the music will copyright the shit out of everything, and then I'll be shit out of luck. So maybe later. If the game gets like kind of lame, then we'll throw on some copyrighted stuff. I mean, this is copyrighted too, but I feel like I have it quiet enough that I can talk over it.
Do you actually like playing Warden, or is it just for the memes?
Do I like playing what?
Warden.
I think he's fun because he's fast. No, he's not fast. Is he fast? He's kind of fast.
No, he's the slowest one.
He feels fast though because the way he puts his gun up.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So I think he's fast, but I guess he's not really fast. But he feels like he's fast. Nah, I don't like really Warden, but he's a decent kit. I don't like, but his special I don't use at all because it's not that good. It's so circumstantial. What is it? Just to see through smoke, right?
Yeah.
But his gun's good.
He has the same guns as like Valk, so.
I like his gun. Anyways, what I'm basically doing right now is if you guys can just like hang out, enjoy this party, and maybe I'll listen to some music and stuff with you guys or whatever. Every party that stays here for at least an hour, you know, we get like an extra hour of watch time. We need 4,000. So if we get like 20 people, we get 20 hours. Isn't that crazy? We get 4,000, we get 4,000 one shot, and we're already monetized. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how that works? Refill, thanks for your share, Malorino. Thanks, man. Well, they're not like me at all, shooting through windows like an idiot, so... Oh, wow, nice dome. Sorry, bro, don't go sneak up on me like that. I'm too trigger happy when it comes to, like, doing stuff. This explosion is like second floor, I think. That's definitely up top.
There are a lot of people on me.
Coming. Almost done organizing and ripping my last, Oh. Okay. Where'd he go? There's a guy down here somewhere. Dead. Oh! There's one guy left. See that shit, dude? I fucking think the rinky dumb. Let's go run together. Whee!
You have entered an enemy controlled area. Leave now. Your location has been compromised.
Yeah, you're right. I'm slow as shit, but I feel fast. Just the way my gun moves.
I can't find him.
Might be AFK. Eagle, thanks for shooting him, Melorina. No problem. Thanks for the compliment. I had this on the lowest latency possible on YouTube, so I'm hoping that's good. Oh, we got 7 viewers. Nice. Not too bad, you guys. Not too shabby. That's somewhere up top. Might be bottom floor. I'm not sure. Well, I'm not sure. I got shot from somewhere. Either it might be top floor or bottom floor. really sure where it was from. I didn't catch it. It's definitely shot from the sides, but maybe there. Oh, definitely not here. Okay.
15
Oh, what the fuck? Oh, really? It wasn't you?
standing.
I thought you shot me.
10 seconds left.
It wasn't me.
I was like, oh, goddamn it, Kotak.
Friendly's victorious.
Why would I shoot you?
I don't fucking know.
I never do anything.
I
bad
don't
to you.
family friendly know. Apologies, that's family friendly. I don't family friendly know, dude.
I never done anything bad to you in Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, right. Hey, Melon, put some of those poison traps right next to the hostage. Pop, banned. Yeah. I never got you banned for 20 minutes. That's his name. I've never gotten you banned for 20 minutes, Kotak. That's like your whole name.
Huh.
That's your entire name. I like that. That's a good joke too.
People in ranked, in my opinion, usually talk more.
Yeah, usually, yeah. I agree. I entirely agree. But that's okay. I'm sorry. I'm tabbed out. And everybody's wondering why the game hasn't like changed. So I'm tabbed out. Anyway, oh, Ignis is back, so she's gonna take her nap now. That's cool. Let me just go bug her about idling on my YouTube stream so I can get all those fatty views. I'm streaming on YouTube if you wanna idle and fall asleep to me for nappy. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Thanks. I'm sorry. I'm tabbing out way too much. I gotta stop this. All right, we're good.
I'm gonna go get interrogated. Watch this.
Yeah. Did I kill that thing? I did. Okay. I love the IQ because you can just like shoot through walls and like kill whatever you want, man. And you can also locate bombs too without actually IQ's so good. I mean, I'm awful with IQ, but I like like, oh, you don't know where the bomb is? Don't worry, IQ just walks around with their little camera. There it is. There's the bomb. You don't know where a camera is? Oh, there's the camera. You don't know where your mom is? Oh, there's your mom. You don't know where your dad is? He's getting milk. It's really good. I think that was really good funny. I think it was a good funny. No one laughed at that one? That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I was too busy killing people.
Thanks. All right, cool. As long as we all realized that was actually funny.
You have dropped the diffuser.
LED sweeping.
Beautiful joke. Thanks for sharing. Thanks, man. And the good thing is I don't get.
One is injured. They're helping.
Uh oh.
Sweeping for electronics. Scanning for devices and traps. Bomb located.
You can shoot. Wall. Melon.
Yeah.
Wall.
Down to one.
Never mind.
Fucking. What fucking beep?
We have been eliminated.
Thanks for playing IQ, Mallory. I missed that one. Wall. I mean, shoot through the wall? Yeah, I could have done that. But I was too trying to figure out where the second... I saw 2 sprays of gunfire coming through the doorway. I was trying to figure out where it came from. I didn't want to just shoot it randomly, because then it draws my, like, my idea out. You don't want to prep your... Like, my thought process, you don't want to prep your idea and let them know you're prepping your idea, because then they know. Thanks for losing, Melorino. It's a stupid thing to say. Oh, man.
This is a strange meme.
Apparently it's from Facebook. It's a Facebook meme where everyone says
Oh
this.
no.
So that's the worst type of meme. Literally the worst type of meme.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs.
I like my mixer follow alert. I don't know if you're subbed to mixer well, not sub or following mixer, Karsten.
I don't have mixer.
Yeah, but I like the bustin'. Damn it.
Advised, a bomb location.
My favorite one. Got it. Don't worry, dude, I got it. Well, you have a sight. You have a laser pointer on that shit, yo? It's illegal in like 20 states, dude.
But laser points is the best.
Ah, they shocked me. Oh my god, I missed every fucking shot. Got it. Oh, dude, I'm so good. I'm so good. I'm only down 30% of my health, but I got him, guys. Thanks for wrong opinion. What do you mean wrong opinion about what? My alert? I like my alert. Bustin'. The YouTube one is just like nice. It's a very basic
Are
one.
people policing opinions in your chat?
It's just Carson being a troll. Ah! 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 Ah!
What happened?
We just walked to each other and he was the first one to pull his gun out. Just look how I fall over. Oh my god. I'm probably just scared the shit out of Jam. I mean Ignis. Thanks for being bad.
I killed him so hard he rage quit.
We've actually I was looking at the maps on Clone for workshop. We Hollowed's map. I can't believe I couldn't say Hollowed for a minute there. Is actually doing the best, but we're being beaten by this tower map or something.
Nice.
Nice. Did you just unsub and resub just to do that? God damn. Freaking stupid internet. Freaking stupid
A
stream.
bomb has been located by Op 4.
Sensor activated.
Kill the
Bomb diffuser
drone.
successfully deployed.
Why don't you? Why doesn't he look to the fucking? What are you doing? What is Pulse doing? Pulse, you have a Pulse. You can see through walls. Why are you doing that? Pulse, why would you do that? You can see through walls, bro. Pulse, you can see through walls.
1 Op 4 remaining. Mission failed.
Oh, I'm sorry. I couldn't resist.
I know, I get you. But he literally clears a breakable wall just so he can see through it. When he can see through fucking walls, he could just look through it and found where they are and then shoot through the wall without giving away his position. Sorry, I thought you were into me. Oh, man. Talk about, like, not using Pulse right. I mean, I don't use Pulse right either, but damn, man. At least I know I can see through walls, man. Oh, they're in there. Obviously, they're in there. They're planting.
Oh, that was really bad.
That was really bad. I mean, ugh. Hey, when this album ends, Cholera, throw me the link to me the album, or what was the name again, and I'll throw it on. I changed my mind about what I was thinking of. I was like, I want to highlight this. I'm not gonna highlight this.
Be advised your drone has located a bomb.
Me screaming is just too much. I'm playing so bad, so we'll throw it on. Oh, it's upstairs. What am I doing?
10 seconds. Your drone has found a bomb.
Oh, I forgot I'm a copper in America, so that's why I'm playing against touchpad player today.
And defuse it.
Wait, what and what and what? Oh god.
We are small rank in the like ranked, so we are playing against bad opponent.
Oh, I see.
And with like pulse that doesn't know how to scan.
That would explain everything. Kill that thingy.
Located a bomb.
Like, I'm dumb. I know I'm dumb, but at least I can try to cheese somebody through a wall. I love how many how many bullets this magazine has. Oh my god, if I Oh my god, how did I even do that?
1 on 4 remaining. Secret is no longer in your possession.
How did you kill him but not me? What the fuck? I shot him so many times.
I'm reporting you for hacking, he said? What? Who's he talking to? Who's this Brady Reeves? Sorry, we retarded. We smart-hearted. Hopefully you get banned before you spread it. Spread what? Butter? This is me doing. Yeah, I don't know, y'all idiots. Y'all idiots. Y'all. Y'all. Alright, I think we got enough time. We've done really well. We can now do ranked. We won our game. We won our first game. I've got some kills. Post link in chat. Okay, thanks. I mean, this chat or like Discord chat? Because
We will get to like top rank.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get me up. We're gonna rank me up today. Okay, what's going on? Nope, no matchmaking. Stop. Let's get a rank.
Did you get to silver this season?
I don't remember, dude. Already on it. She said. Yeah, I don't see links because it gets automatically filtered. Let me see live messages. Yeah, it gets automatically filtered. So if you can like, there's like no way I can like see it. So if you could like link me, not link me, tell me what the song was, the album was. Like it's not like that difficult to find a name of a band. You know what I'm saying, my dude? Okay. Okay, he says. Give me that shit, yo. I don't know why I mean, I do know why it gets automatically filtered, because why would you want somebody, Oh, that works too. I'll DM it to you. That works too. I could just, tell me what the name of it was, but we got that. Okay, I'll put it on after this thing's over. I have it on a tab and for it and everything. Why not? Alright, cool, and cool, man. See that little red, that little like rank I have, man? I'm like really good, man. Well, you have the same rank as me, dude, almost. I actually have a better rank than you, I think.
Well, yeah, I have really bad rank. I don't know play how to.
Yeah, me too.
Hello, team.
Hello, team. Oh my god, is no one talking today? What's going on here? Hey, how about R6, guys? Isn't that crazy? What a game. Hey. I sure love banning things. Hit no ban. That'll get them talking when we do ban nothing.
Real men do no ban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on. Yes! Okay, that'll get them talking. That'll get them talking. If that doesn't get them talking, I don't know what will. They're gonna ban our Lord and
Tachanka?
Savior. They can't ban our Lord and Savior. Wow, I don't think our team's active. Like, what's going on here? What's going on? Maybe
Oh no.
maybe our matchmaking is just so bad that we're playing with literally people with no mics, and we're like,
you know, we're like in copper and bronze tiers. There are many bots who just like AFK because they're bots.
why?
Because like people get them to like copper 4 and then team up with like their platinum to get lower range.
So they have like D ranking accounts so they can play.
Yeah.
So they can smurf the shit out of the game. Okay, gotcha. That's kind of retarded still. I mean, you just like what you do is just what like, you know, what everyone does is just like if you're too far, if you're like what two ranks below somebody, you can't play with them. Hello there. Hello,
Well,
Chocolate Moose.
now
Gamer.
it's like that. In the next season, they fix it. So if you are like 1,000 MMR apart, then you can play together.
Okay. So I hope they'll fix this issue because I mean we literally just had some like dumb games, man.
Hello there, Chocolate Moose Gaming. What's up, man? How are you?
Are you doing good? Doing great? New to D Live? No.
We need to locate a bomb.
I mean, yeah, kinda. I don't really use it. I use it, well, it's complicated. Me and D-Live have a complicated relationship. So, when PewDiePie came over, I decided to venture into it, and I did that for one day. It was interesting. Didn't do anything with it. Then I decided, you know what? I want to get my YouTube growing, but I need 4K hours of watch time.
Is that how banned it?
And I said to myself, how do you get 4K hours of watch time? So apparently you can get 4K hours of watch time just by streaming. You can also, so that'll add a lot of hours. I was like, well, if I'm gonna be streaming on YouTube anyways, and they and Mixer and D-Live all allow
Spawn
multi-streaming,
pick run out
well, why not just stream them all at the same
on
time?
pink.
Location.
I've been on here for almost 3 months now. Moved over from YouTube. I'm not moving at all, but I have a pretty decently sized Twitch stream, which is like 2.3K followers. Oh fuck! I knew he was there. But I'm just trying to like pump up my YouTube stats for my YouTube videos to get like
Nice. I'm going
monetized.
from I'm going from second floor.
He's speaking. What's up, Matt? Man, how you doing?
Do I know you?
Yeah, man.
Ah, shoot. I feel like an ass. Who are you, bro?
I don't know, man. We played it like a few times together. You always say that to somebody, by the way. You always say, "Hey, how you been?"
I feel like I remember. I don't know.
And everyone
Really
always.
high right now, so.
I know, man. You were like the same way like last time too.
Jeez.
Just like how I tried Twitch, couldn't do it.
Kind of sad.
Sure. Yeah.
Flashing.
It really depends on like.
Flash on me.
Twitch takes a lot more brain power
One more time.
to do well with, and it's more energy driven for sure. Not saying you're dumb. I'm just saying like you actually have to plan things. You can't just
he
stream
in the
Fortnite
doorway?
and expect to be
Yes, he
number
was.
one. You kind of have to sell yourself out a bit and try to think more in terms of like what it has a good
go.
retention. So it takes a little bit more research than just playing a game. That's just because there's just so many people watching streams, but there's also so many people streaming on Twitch as well. But like D-Live has like the inverse. There's a lot of people watching, but there's even fewer people streaming. So the ratios are just so much better. But I mean, it doesn't really matter to me because I already was established on Twitch. So if I moved over to D-Live overnight, it would just been silly. And I have no real reason to move over to D-Live because it would just alienate everyone I play. I have as an audience. Because like I think like 70% of my audience is from Twitch, Twitch integrated games. So D-Live does not have the ability to use Twitch integrated games, so thus it'd just be kind of like, oh, we can't play that game, guys, anymore. We can, but we can't. We just can't use the Twitch mode.
Need to use the drone to locate a bomb.
D-Live integrated games. Mixer is going to start integrating games. Well, Mixer in Xbox, you know. So I feel like if
So Mixer mod for Clone Drone.
yeah, I feel like Mixer will get it. Like if Clone Drone does go to Mixer, well, I mean, I'm sorry, if it does go to next gen consoles and they go to like the Xbox, whatever the new one is, I feel like I feel like it'd be stupid for them not to have a Mixer integration. But then again, I feel like they are stupid, so they probably won't do it.
Don't can spawn pick.
But I think if they're gonna have integration for anything, they're gonna have it for Mixer before DLive or YouTube.
Probably spawn pick again.
5 seconds.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I got spawn picked hard,
Locate and defuse the bomb.
so let's hope that doesn't happen this time.
I got spawn peaked hard, bro. Bop.
Bop, 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 bop. We're not actually aiming, are we? Bop, bop. Is this the way to do it? I think so. Nope, I thought there was an opening here. Actually, this might not be bad, though. No, I can't. I thought I could just squeeze myself over the edge or something so I can watch that. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate. Isn't there an opening over here? Nope. I don't know this map at all anymore. Alright, let's let that go. We're gonna have to go for it, man.
Located a bomb. Op 4 last stop standing. Diffuser is online and active.
Just rush. Oh, hello.
What's up, big boy?
How you doing?
I'm dying.
What's up, dude?
What's up, man?
Who are you?
Really? You're gonna do this right now? You gonna?
Oh,
pretend
there
like
he
you
is.
don't know?
There's your accent coming through.
Mm.
You sound sick, so how am I gonna tell your voice apart from other people? You sound like some guy who just
said
coughed. What?
What?
How am I supposed to... What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Just
Good
came
that I
in at a
don't have an accent. You can't tell my voice from other people at all.
Well, I mean, if you're coughing Kotak, I probably wouldn't be able to tell your voice apart from other people.
Well,
Well, actually, I know your cough. It's such a-
It's okay, Bobby. It's alright.
I know his cough because I made him cough in a video for me. I have a cough fetish. I like to listen to people cough. It's the only way I can get off is if you cough.
You need to stop that immediately before I call the police.
I will not send you my coughs anymore.
Oh, come on, bro. Don't be like that. You said you loved it. You loved the attention. Their basement.
What if I sneezed?
Affirmative, they have a vigil.
What are you,
Second
Ignis?
floor.
Only sneeze I want is Ignis
10
sneeze.
seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. That is
Why are I
absolutely
suing?
disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. You think sneezing's disgusting?
Uh huh.
That's unfortunate, man. Too bad. The big brains. The big brain operations, man. Okay. The main goal of this economy is to always economize your economy. I'm coming, Kotak. We're gonna win this one. We're actually winning? What? I haven't got a single kill and we're winning?
Well, that's because I carry.
Apparently. Are you actually really carrying?
Don't come to me. Don't come to me, bro.
Dude, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Watch behind us.
Dude, I'm fucking sucking dick right now.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a sandwich. I'll be right back. Better win this round. Use Jaeger's on the second floor or whatever.
Yo, Sir Kotok. Wanna touch tips?
What?
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 No,
Been recovered.
don't worry about it.
Okay.
That's Doc.
Blast area.
Dude, wanna touch tips?
Is there any way you can work a plant?
Last operator standing.
He's on Tachanka turret. Be careful.
Gotcha.
In the corner.
Oh my god, thank god you got that kill. That would have been embarrassing.
Successful.
Oh wow, I got a sandwich. Wait, when?
Yeah, we win.
Nice. I'm doing real good too.
Wanna touch tips?
Yeah. Wait, Vigil's Asian.
What?
What?
Vigil, you're from Korea?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Dude.
You're having a problem there, buddy.
I got no problem except for
armoring
the
up
fact
between the-
that
Kochak, look at this. Look at this, dude. Did you see what they just did?
What? What do you want?
Do you see what they're doing? They're fortifying between points.
Yeah, it's
I'm gonna
It's
open up
a
this wall
good
right
idea.
here. Show back
You're right.
over. Alright. I'll open one side of it.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Yes, no? Okay.
always reinforce between sides.
Someone grab this wall right here.
5 seconds left.
I can grab a wall for you.
Located by Op 4.
Alright, we're all good.
wait, you can have my dog?
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Mm.
I'ma just mute up.
Mm.
But dogs are cute.
But
There you go. Yeah, you want to mute it? I'm trying to play a high intensity game. Ooh.
why did you stop calling me, dude?
Whoa.
We had a good thing going. You know, I know it's long
Knock on me.
distance, but
Knock on me.
no,
Go
you
on
sent me gifts. I sent you.
Let them come.
Never mind.
Be quiet,
But you
I'm
know,
trying
we
to
had
play
a
a
good
game.
thing going.
Yeah, you peek them from that side, smoke. Are they still peeking that window? Here.
Why don't you love me?
You're fat.
Knock
Got
on
him.
me, actually. Stairs.
You meant to call me fat, like PHAT, right? Not FAT.
Wait until after I'm done, dude. Oh, god damn it.
Sophia's 1 HP.
Watch or kick.
One's in the room.
Oh, shit.
You're not in yet, but outside, so yeah. Someone's coming stairs. Nice.
Behind you, directly behind you. Just watch the fuser, bro.
Other stairs.
Just chill, bro. When you can kill one with literally one.
Good try, good try.
Mission failed. All friendlies were
I'm trying to play with fell in my mouth, man.
What?
I said I was trying to play with a sandwich in my mouth.
I see.
Paranoid, quit making me carry, bro.
It's okay, man.
Melon, you're
I
fat.
should say we don't
Stop
do it
eating.
upstairs. I don't really like it.
Fair enough. Let's go. You want to go basement? This site's really easy to attack if we don't. Unless people want to play above.
Now let's go first floor.
Alright, yeah. People have
They
to
will
play
never
above.
expect it. That means we win.
I need like a camera where I see food being shoveled into my mouth.
This is absolutely fucking disgusting. I mean, flipping disgusting. PG-13,
You
sorry.
need the camera right inside your mouth.
Yeah,
secure the area. Keep bombs protected.
oh man.
And also in every part of the digestive system.
Oh, yeah.
So we can see what happens to the food.
And the Venus.
Yep, I agree. 12,000%. You see my
And we
poop?
get another reinforcement right here on this wall.
Still dying, sorry.
Wait,
Yo,
tag a hat. You have a hat. You have a hat smoke site. Can you tag it if it's not reinforced?
Hey, come
Down
here,
to 10
please.
seconds. Down to 5 seconds.
Bro, stop moving.
Bomb located
Thanks.
by Op 4.
Why you shoot me? Why you bully me?
Why you bully me?
Why you bully me?
Okay, LeBron.
Listen, Bobby, I'm tired of you calling me these names, okay? You need to stop it. It's fucking Bobby's, dude. Get out of my life.
Someone's close. Bandit.
I'm close, baby. Well, that's not good. Ah, fuck. Ours is lit.
Diffuser in corridor.
All I know is your man's. Thank you by taking my pants.
Oh, took the camera out. Kozak took the camera out behind you, so watch out.
Other one's down the hallway still.
1 Op 4 remaining.
Nice, Aqua.
Can you ready the steam pistol?
Can I, what was that?
He wants you to heal him.
Yes. Never mind.
Oh, well, I was going to. Good game, boys.
Alright. It's music. It's music. Oh, ranked up. Nice. Back in the bronze, baby.
Let's rank up to the diamond.
All right. Nope. What is Tanos? I think it's entertain us.
It's okay to be gay.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Yes, Bobby, it is.
Wow. You're really adding a lot of interesting conversation here.
It's also okay to be bi.
Okay.
By the way,
Speaking of bi,
we need a 5-stack to
speaking of
get
bi,
the charm with the doggo.
speaking of bi, bye.
Oh. Oh, welcome back.
Yeah,
I missed you.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hello, Tim.
Hello, team.
Oh, hi. I told you you left me.
I'm about to. That's a warning. Stop trying to get me. Stop trying to get me under the edgy shitlord tag.
Oh, so I'm sorry. So are we just supposed to talk about calming, nice things like the whale sounds are nice?
Yeah, whale sounds are nice. Yeah.
Have you ever held your air against the water? My head blows up.
My ear or my hair?
No. Air. You know what? Shit. Fuck my accent. No, man.
What are you, South Africa now?
What? I'm British, man.
Are you really, man? That's cool.
Is Britain in Africa?
Yeah.
Used to be. Also used to be in Hong Kong too. Ain't crazy.
Yeah, dude, it's absolutely bogus, dude. I hear Australia was in South America.
Yeah. It is South America. Oh wow, my favorite map. Not really at all.
Yeah, this map is good. It's shaped like a donut.
Yeah, like your. I was gonna say like your mom, but that doesn't make any sense.
Actually, it does because like a human has like a hole through him or her, like from mouse to the other. It's a hole, so it's like a donut.
So you say your mom's a donut. Okay, your mom's a donut then.
Secure the area.
I'd agree, your mom's a donut.
Sure, buddy.
Your mom's a donut. Your dad's a coffee mug. Your
Stop it.
You mom
Get help.
donut.
You're not allowed to say your mom. It's actually gonna get you demonetized.
No, you're thinking of the word your mama. And we can't be demonetized. We're not monetized. Dingleberry.
What did you just call me, Bobby?
Dingleberry.
You see, this is why I can't stand Bobbies. They honestly need to be removed from the planet. They're an inferior species. to normal
Wow,
people.
racism 101 with this guy.
You said French aren't a race, but Bobby are, right?
Well, he says he wants to remove people from their existence. That's fucked up, dude.
All
Stop
these
being
Bobbies.
homophobic.
I'm playing sneaky beaky like.
What?
Shut up, I'm trying sneaky. Ah, I missed my fucking shot because you fucking can't stop talking. Fucking A. Fucking A, man. That's all. That's actually entirely my fault. I missed every shot. I wounded their blitz though.
Dude, you're not allowed to say that, dude. I live in a Christian household.
Well, Christian
Unlike
yourself
I'm
off a
unaware
ledge.
Muslims.
Christian yourself off a ledge, dude.
Become a martyr already. Hurry up. Oh god,
Was
you're
that
just...
close enough to my mic, or did no one hear that?
No one heard it. Shut up. Go, Doc. You're gonna lose this fight. You're missing every freaking shot. There you go. That would work. I think he exploded. He disappeared, dude. He disintegrated. Nice job. Oh! 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 Oh, you're done. He got you. Close though.
He has like 5 HP.
Yeah, you missed every shot, dude.
Why the
You
fuck
got
do I
guns.
hear myself in 2 monitors? I mean ear.
I don't know what that means.
What am I talking about? I'm
I
stupid.
don't know, but I gotta just kill
He
assist.
has more than 5 HP, you can't
Got it.
count.
Dude, I got a kill assist. That's pretty good. Hey, Frost.
25 HP. You can kill him
I'm
one
joking.
shot.
Hey, Frost, he's shooting. Yeah, you go. You see him.
What sound does the ocean make?
Oh my god, I'm totally gonna kick you from this channel.
If you see 4 monsters, you'll die.
There it comes. Oh, that guy's so... Frost is so dumb. Oh, he already left the frickin'... Oh, I was gonna kick him from the channel, but no, he just leaves.
Drone is moving into position for scan.
You can't kick people in ranked.
No, I mean out of my Discord channel. He's just going where the bullet holes were.
Plant.
Plant! Plant!
Op 4 is deployed a diffuser.
Behind you!
Incoming. Starting the clock.
Did you not hear it? Is he like...
All friendlies have been neutralized.
Oh my god. He did get the most points in our team, but he might be deaf though. Maybe he has a really long stick so he can see people from a distance.
Maybe he has hacks,
Oh my
but
god.
can't hear.
That happens to me all the time. Alright, well I can't... I was gonna try to win this round by being cheeky beaky, but I can't do it now because apparently... Blah 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 blah. I'm gonna go... What do you think I should go? Clash? Mastrio? Warden? What do you want?
I don't know.
Where's-
Whoever.
Whatever, just let it pick for me? Okay. Actually, I think Rook would be pretty good. That should be helpful. Rook's
Well,
a
they
help.
will probably bring Monty. The best you can do is not miss. And the best I can do
yeah.
is also not miss.
Best we can do
well-
is just win. I can't
Yeah,
believe,
yeah.
I can't believe they actually did a shield comp, and I just completely botched every shot I took at them.
Take some trauma plates.
Gotta get your trauma plates. Hurry up. Get the trauma plates, okay?
Op 4 has located. Defense deployed.
I'm actually not good at range shooting in this game. I don't know why. I think it's the game's hacks or something. I feel like if I put like a wall up in every location, they'll have to get through every single one. It'll take them a good 3 seconds longer.
Monty is like the best player on their team. If we can kill him, we win, basically.
Well, yeah, he's basically the best player on their team because he killed you, and anybody can kill you is basically the best player on the team.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense to me. Hey, somebody close me in here. Thanks, bub. I don't want them to think that I'm in here. Every good rook. Hide. Well, they blew up the bathroom. Ha! Pretty fired the shit out of me.
Interrogation.
What is this doc doing? He just ran back and forth. Oh my god. He's...
Op 4, last stop standing.
We gonna win this?
To remain in this zone, you will
We're gonna win
Yeah,
this?
all because of me. I'm the best.
They're in the bathroom. He's coming through the bathroom. The bathroom! The bathroom! There you go. Jesus Christ.
eliminated.
Like, Jesus Christ. The bathroom's a wit. Oh my, I'm getting so many assists. Look at that, man. 3 assists.
Nice.
I'm raking up those assists, dude. Let's play billiards, man. Or do you want a kitchen? Yeah, let's go kitchen. When I used to be good at this game. Remember I used to be good at this game. I get more than 1 kill a game. I would get 2. I would have all like 2 kills. It was crazy. It was a crazy time in my life. Let me look at my phone so I can. I just open the tab. 1 second. Did you load like anytime? Jesus Christ, just load. There you go. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry for tabbing out for all 12 seconds there. Okay, we good. Oh wow, what'd you guys do to this room?
10 seconds. 5 seconds to insertion.
I like to hide in the drug bathroom,
Located a bomb. Get
so
ready
I feel like
to
it
engage.
makes me want to be better. Oh my god, let's try it again.
Cool.
I'm gonna try this. Oh boy. I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna hide behind this table this time. We didn't work last time, but maybe it'll work this time. Maybe it'll work this time. Maybe we'll get a good sneaky beaky kill. Oh, you're throwing down a guy. Nice. Sorry, I meant to get in front of you.
Bomb diffuser in place.
Seriously?
How the
Ah!
fuck is that
Located the diffuser. Destroy it. Friendly, last
How do they
operator
fucking
standing.
do that, man? I mean, how are the family friendly do they do that, man? It's in the kitchen, bro.
Well,
I think
we lost.
Wait, I got. Yeah, we definitely lost that. At least you got somebody.
Mission fails. All friendlies have been neutralized.
Oh my god. That sucks, dude. That was lame. How, no one was watching the point? That's stupid. They literally went through the window, popped back out, and then came back and then just guarded it. Like, that's so stupid, man. Let's play IQ. I like IQ. I don't know why I like IQ so much. I just think she just has the ability to see through walls, and I think that's like a really good asset to a team.
Pulse has a better ability to see through walls.
Yeah, but you can't play Pulse on attack, dude.
But you don't never play Pulse on defense.
Because
So
yeah, because you can't hold your gun out, and also who cares? You know where they're coming from. They're coming through there. I mean, I do play Pulse on a defense. I just don't do it often. I want to play. I want to play Goo Boy because I figure I can play Goo Boy better. Like Pulse is a certain guy you can't play that loose. You can play him at the kind of on site, but like kind of off site as well. But Goo Boy, you can do what the hell you want, man. Freedom, yo.
well, every operator in this game can be played in any way. You
Sure.
can anchor with Caveira.
Sure, man, but it's not the you can
For
yeah,
example.
but it's not because of their you can't anchor them because of their special ability though. You can anchor them because you just play them that way. But you're wasting its special ability.
Advise your drone has located a bomb.
This is what I mean. Like,
But they do that in Pro League.
10 seconds.
yeah, well, because pro leagues can do what the hell they want. It doesn't matter. The special abilities don't really matter. That's what just makes the nerds play the game. Like ults don't really matter in League of Legends. People only care about ults when they're as like a way to kill stuff or do stuff.
Never played League of Legends, so I don't know.
I have played League of Legends. It's like the most popular game in Korea or America. I don't know where it's popular.
Well, okay. Still never played it.
Don't you live in Korea though? I'm gonna get shot in the back. Watch this. Probably get a kill though.
One is downstairs, that's Mira.
Blitz is downstairs too, or Bandit. He's like lit for 50. Not lit, but he says down to 50.
Swapping bags.
His Clash down.
Four last operators.
Kavera's down. That's everyone basically, right? Just mirror.
Online and active.
Let's see, man, a lot of assists though. I mean, his assists are good, man. Pop. I'm checking cam. I don't see shit, dude. She might just be there. Yeah, she's in the hookah room. So other guy, you can start coming in. Well, she's not in hookah room, but she's around hookah room. Oh, nice nade.
Four neutralized. Mission successful.
Nice nade, dude. That was beautiful. Let's watch that nade.
Thank.
Woo! Oh, oh.
Damn, lucky out.
Only skill, no luck.
I mean, yeah, sure, sure, yeah, cool.
Yeah, dude, you see how he timed it and primed it? I guess I'll play, I don't know, I'll just keep playing IQ. I'm not really good at IQ. But what do I keep playing IQ for? Why?
We need to locate a
The
bomb.
time is... Someone type in chat so I know what time it is. 7:03. I got it actually. I bet they're playing the same place before. Oh, they're down one. Nice.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Don't DDoS bad.
Yo, thanks for playing IQ, Melon. Thanks, man.
Drone has located
Yeah,
a bomb.
same room. They're down 2 players already, man. They still might come back, but I mean,
Insertion in 5 seconds.
we might be in good shape though.
You found a bomb.
So that's cool. I might actually get a kill here since they're down 2 people. I might get some.
Oh, nice. Someone agrees with me.
AFK kill or
That
something.
never happened before to me.
Maybe I'll get an AFK kill or
Feels so
something.
good.
Feels so good.
Let's just rush in.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
Try the counter.
Yeah, I see that. Fucking A, dude. I suck.
Fuck, I didn't mean to kill you, Silver.
You're okay.
Last guy, Bandit's behind the counter.
Bandit is in main lobby.
Not anymore. Good. Hey, we won.
Op 4 eliminated.
That was hard.
That was the dumbest. Are we on a winning streak on ranked right now?
Yeah.
Wow. That's probably because our rank's so low and we're not actually that bad. Well, maybe you're not that bad.
So I'm actually like bad player.
But maybe US are better than Russians. Thought about that.
No.
Because you guys actually thought we learned how to fight in real world situations. We're just like, Fortnite. We love Fortnite. We love Fortnite.
Well, the best team in the world right now is from Russia.
I believe it. They're all hackers. Why wouldn't they be?
Like in Pro League stuff.
Yeah, you're probably right. Actually, I wouldn't doubt. Usually Russia does really well in like Pro League when the Pro Leagues are just being developed, and then they just fall apart. Like League of Legends, they had like one of the best Pro League teams for like a good 2-3 years, and then
Well, then they got arrested.
yeah, essentially, that's usually what happens. That's usually why, too. You're not. That's 100% right. They got arrested.
That was actually the same brand name like Team Empire.
I don't.
The one that is the best in Russia. in Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh yeah, they're same like they're trying to come back in R6 or something. As a pro league, is that what you're saying?
Different roster, but like the
Yeah, but like same
brand name.
same name, same like company. I
Same
guess.
organization.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Russia's an interesting country. I've always say this. Russia's an interesting country. Turkey's an interesting country as well. But even though these people don't like to talk about America, like you know, like the left are like very like anti. They always say like they're very not American first, but they are because they hate Russians or they hate Turkish. Why isn't Trump like going to war with Russia over this or something? It's like, so you are America first in a way. It's just, I don't know, people dumb, yo. Because
This fucking kid Silver, I swear to God, I Captain Stacy, bro.
oh fuck me. Rook's behind a bar with a shield. I was like, I should get this goo out. Oh, there's a shield. Let's go and jump over it. And there we go. And there's the whole situation.
Okay, actually, maybe let's not throw next time. Never mind. Our team is gonna win anyway.
We might actually lose this one. I mean, it depends on like how this works out. Because the Rook's hiding pretty smartly. Actually, not really. I'm just dumb.
Rook was behind the bar in aquarium.
Yeah. And there he is.
Never mind, here he is.
Thanks for the assist, man. I'm just getting all these assists. I'm doing great with assists, dude. That's all I've been doing.
I think he's on site. I think I heard him on site.
I'll check cams. No information. Oh, he's definitely on site.
Bomb. You must recover the diffuser. Down to one friendly.
I think he's lit.
Yeah, he is.
He almost kills fuck himself.
Bomb has been located.
I think we're gonna lose
Did
this
not
round.
expect the Ash thing to do that much damage, not gonna lie.
He's in the aquarium. He just laid out a mine. He's probably gonna be hard left or hard right.
There is a shield there.
There's a shield there. Be careful. Like behind the bar. Nice try.
Damn, I saw the very small silhouette.
I swear to God, we lose this game, I'm gonna fucking kill my baby sister.
Oh no.
I should have just kept slowly peeking.
Yeah. Or use your Ash thing and blow up the shield or whatever. I mean,
Sure, that would have worked. Well.
I don't know if it blowing up, but it would definitely have concussed him a bit. Alright, let's go play, they're probably gonna play it slow, so what's the best person to play?
Maybe not kitchen. Last time we lost that like really bad.
Oh, we're gonna actually play seriously?
Like, shit.
Oh, let's play this then. So let's just play for time. I think Clash will be good to slow him down, and then Legion will be good too, yeah. That's what I'm thinking, just slow him down, because let's not try anything fancy, just go with slow as steady, you know? Alright, I'm gonna put a thing here. Put a...
By the way, fun fact. I
Yeah?
think Tachanka is my second like best KD defender in the game.
I believe that. I've seen you do some crazy shit with Takashi. When she got it.
Down to 5 seconds.
Alright, dudes, I'll be your shield, okay? I'll slow him down as much as possible. Just get kills, yo. That's good. They're already down one. Always good for that shit.
You found someone?
Can you open up that wall? That one. That. Oh. Why did you shoot there? I was
Which one?
That.
Which one?
You open that one up. I just marked it because I can't walk through it. I want to be able to walk through it. Thanks. That should be perfect. Yeah.
I'm not sure you can fit.
Maybe you need
But I
it, but
don't know.
it's better than nothing. 'Cause I figure if I can walk through, it'd be better.
I will bait him so you know where he is.
Yeah. Oh, I can walk through it. Nice. Beautiful, dude. Oh, I see him. He's here.
She's so lit. Are you kidding me?
He's running away. She's running away. Knifed, but I hit her a couple times.
Victorious. Hostiles eliminated.
Nice shot. Hey, we won another one. Nice. Win streak, baby. Are we still going on with this shit? We're down to 2
Yeah, one more round.
people. Jesus Christ. We'll never end this fight.
I think they will surrender next. Like
Almost got it, guys. Just gotta keep winning, guys. Screw it. Why am I doing this? Let's go. I should have gone fucking fuse, and I could just blow everything up. Let's just go for explosives, bro.
We need to locate a bomb.
Or Twitch would have been good too, so I can start winning them. Hey guys, let's knife fight. Yeah, let's totally knife fight them. I'm gonna shoot every single fucking one of them when I see them.
don't shoot them when you knife fight.
I want to get kills, dude. I'm at 6 assists.
No, that's like knives them. Don't be toxic.
Don't be toxic. You joking?
That's what I will do.
Your drone has located a bomb.
As long as I take them all out, it doesn't matter.
10 seconds.
I think-
before insertion.
Whatever.
5 seconds.
No,
to go.
shoot. Shoot bad.
They're not gonna even knife fight anyways. They're not gonna knife fight, so don't worry about it.
You found a bomb.
There.
Make your way to
No, they literally said they're not going to.
Oh.
They said they don't want it. They just want us to get it over with. That's what they said.
Scanning.
I always pick the wrong place to attack from. Like, you guys are never here.
Just one.
Seriously? The one time I shoot those windows, somebody's here.
protected at all costs.
You fucking bitch.
Fucking A, man. Did I even hit her? I did. Okay.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
I hate you. I actually hate you.
What, like ruin your knife fight?
I like knifed him and he went down, so I wanted to breach charge him.
Oh,
But
yeah.
he stole my kill.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
that is a son of a bitch move for sure. Finally won, dude. My 0 and 6. 0, 6, and 8. Yeah, rank up. Nice. Bronze 3 now.
I'm a copper one now.
Nice. Copper 1. Oh, you get probably more for getting kills, eh?
Well, no, it's the same, I think, for everyone.
Yeah.
Except for the amount of times you played. Like, it depends on how many times you played and what are your opponents.
Sure.
But because we have the same opponents, it's the same like thing.
Oh, you're copper. I'm bronze. Never mind. I misunderstood. I thought you said copper, like bronze one.
Yeah, I'm copper one.
Yeah.
I'm.
I thought you meant bronze one for some reason. I don't know why. I just wasn't.
Yeah, I'm like lower rank than you.
Yeah, I got that. I was like, wow, you went right past me. I thought for a second.
Sadly, I don't know how to play, so I can't really rank up very much.
Dude, I got a duplicate. Now I got some extra MMR. Oh my. What? I want to buy a new soldier, dude, man. I'm thinking of buying that fat chick.
Which one?
The really fat one. The fat.
Gridlock. Yeah.
She's ugly and fat. I want to buy her.
Well, good idea.
Because I think she's like really dumb.
Well, she's not bad operator as an operator.
I don't think she was bad. I just think she's fat.
Yeah, she is fat. Her special ability is that if you stand on hatches, they will just break because of the weight.
Oh man, that's funny. Actually, that's actually super funny. Hello. Do we not ban something
Hello,
again?
team.
This is my last rank game. I'm getting kind of sleepy.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I do fine.
Good.
Good. Very good.
Are you rabid, dude?
No.
But who are you then? No, Ben.
Your mother.
Oh.
Hey, Donut. Oh, I hate this map. It's good, but it's also bad.
Hey, that's that Thatcher dude.
Oh wait, were you on defense? I'm gonna try out Pulse. I haven't played Pulse in a while. Let's do that. Mozzie.
No, I am bad player only way.
Secure the area. Keep the bombs protected.
Mozzie. Alright, so what can we do as... I guess I'll defend as well, I suppose. Okay, guys, good luck, and don't forget to vote for Donald Trump in the 2020 election.
Shut the fuck up!
So, I didn't want to scare you, but now you shot me, right?
I was shooting a drone.
Okay, I will trust you for now.
Dude, they've so fucking... I fucking triggered the entire team.
Like, what's going on?
Down to 10 seconds.
Well, I tried to breach charge kill last game, but he stole it.
5 seconds to insertion.
That's
He's
pretty
a
messed
bad
up, dude.
person.
Might be a bad person, but doesn't mean he's a bad player, though.
Must protect your bombs from being defused by op
That's probably the most messed up thing I've ever heard.
No, I'm a bad player anyway.
Oh, man.
Look at everything.
Dude, Kotucky got messed up, dude.
Are you serious?
I really don't know how that happened. You can teach me. Just go. Please TK me for that. It was an actual accident, though. Okay, never mind.
I've never heard you go so silent before, dude.
Op 4 found a bomb. You must defend it. Bomb diffuser in place.
No, that sucks.
Located the diffuser. Destroy it. One friendly operator remaining.
I just don't get it. That guy really wants to get hate? I mean, he keeps shooting me accidentally.
All friendlies
That's
were
alright, dude.
mission failed.
Maybe he's just really bad, and like me.
But like 2 times in a row, he
Maybe
just
it's
shot
just
me.
sometimes
for
it
no reason.
happens, dude. Sometimes people are unlucky, man. They don't mean to do it. They just do stupid stuff. Like, think about me, dude. I do stupid stuff all the time, and you don't see me.
You never do stupid stuff.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot I'm the genius of the game. I'm not gonna play fucking Pulse. I mean, I like Pulse, but just I don't remember how to play Pulse at all. I'm really bad at Pulse now. So sad. Yeah, go play Pulse. Show me how to get a billion kills, dude. Do you think we can win a round, guys? 'Cause my mom says if we don't run around, my mom says if we don't win a round, she's gonna throw me out of the house through a window.
No, you don't have a mother.
And throw me out through a window and land on the grass and then spray me with gasoline and then spray me with gasoline and then throw the gasoline on top of me and then throw matches at me until I like.
I will PayPal you to let this happen.
Oh yeah,
What?
You're gonna PayPal me so that I get lit on fire?
Yes, I would love to see that happen. If you can take a video, I'll Venmo you like $15.
What's Venmo? I'm on a 1 second. I gotta tab out real quick.
Wait, what?
Later, dude. I gotta listen to some Space Trip Wave. Try this out. Try out this for size. Later, Mr. Cholera.
What did he ask you to do?
Alright, I'm back. He wants to see me naked or something. He's a weirdo.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
back. What's up? You want to Venmo me? What's a Venmo?
I don't know. I forget.
Dude, I actually got a fucking kill on a shield guy. That never happens to me.
Legion, can you let me heal you? Never mind, actually.
Heal me. Go for it. Go for it.
How could this happen
do it to the wall. Do it. No, you missed. Thank you. Do it again. Do it again.
Ah!
That was the stupidest shit I ever saw.
And there's that Twitch person. You got it, man.
Last one on Kev.
Probably want to lean left, you idiot. Why do we lean the? Wouldn't it have been easy to lean the other way?
No, I think it wouldn't not. If he leans the other way, it means his body will be exposed while he will
Yeah,
not
but the guy
be.
has to jump through the window, so that guy is. He's going to have a. He can use the the locker.
But
Yeah.
like
Use the locker, man. Locker's
locker
better.
will not let him like back off.
He doesn't need to. Just got to move his mouse left. Anyways, I got to kill as Warden, so clearly Warden is the person to play. Although I don't like the fact that I have a secondary SMG. I think I need to change it to just a pistol. Because I'm not really good with anything that has a lot of firepower. We'll put a laser pointer on that. Okay, good. That's beautiful. Wish I had mullet as good as a mullet god. Who's mullet god? So I got a pistol now. It's pretty good. Nice. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. I'm just mistaken. Oh, Mullet God's actually a player's name. Guys, the guy's going Twitch again. I can tell you he went Twitch again because he's playing Twitch again.
How? I don't understand how you have that logic. How many years? That's just like.
Hey,
You were the
bro.
most genius player I've ever. Like,
Thanks,
no
man.
way. No way.
He's playing Twitch
Are you
again.
hacking? Are you hacking?
Yeah, man.
Who is hacking?
Who's hacking?
Hacking is bad.
Hacking is not allowed.
It's against
This is
their
a-
terms of service.
This is a VAC secured server, dude.
Yes.
I allow hacking. That's fine.
If this was a VAC secured server, I would not be allowed to play. Because I have a back down on every single game in the Valve package.
Valve package. You like packages, huh? That's pretty pretty gay.
Yeah, I agree.
Why is everyone in this game so gay?
I don't know, dude. You tell me.
Oh, I don't think I hit him, but I definitely, So Molten God just fucking wrecked my asshole. That's top floor, by the way. So Molten God's basically carrying them, so we're fucking awful.
Deploying sensor.
Somebody's down outside.
Sensor deployed.
There you go. You got that round, man.
You have entered an enemy-controlled area. Leave now. You've been spotted.
You saw him, dude.
Oh,
Told
he's
you
right
saw
here.
him. Yeah.
It won't let me jump out this window. The shield's blocking it for some reason.
There's a shield there? Where?
Wait, how did you jump? On my screen, there's a shield there, and it won't let me click it space. It doesn't
Yeah,
work.
there's no shield. Yeah, there's no shield there, dude.
No shield,
I
what?
think you have a bug, dude.
Yeah.
So we're
Never
winning.
seen that glitch
Are
before.
you drunk?
We're winning the games, dude. We're winning. I'm gonna show this guy how to play Twitch, because I'm awful at Twitch, but I'm gonna show him how to play Twitch.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna show him how to play it. Damn straight. Ugh. Damn straight, dude.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Alright, boys. Alright, guys, locate the drone. Locate the bomb, and we'll blow it up. We'll blow up the bomb so they can't use it.
I agree.
Advised your
That's a
drone
good
has located
strat.
a bomb. Drone has located a bomb.
I actually say we steal the bomb and then try to sell it back to them for profit. So
I
they
actually
go.
say we built a wall around the bomb, and
So,
defenders are gonna
I shot
pay
their
for it.
bandit 3 times, so
Nice.
yeah.
You should honestly go in there and just like try to finish them off.
Yeah, no, I'll finish them off with my mouth.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location.
Okay.
Okay,
Do it.
so we need to
Do it
watch
now.
that.
Got him! I fucking got him! I fucking got Mullet God, guys!
Oh, we win.
We won!
GG.
I think he might be cheating though. He pre-fired the shit out of the window I was in and he wasn't even on screen. Unless he like, I don't know, maybe.
One on me, one on me. I don't know how he appeared, he just appeared. He's hacking.
It was Valk.
100%. In CCTV or in security, however it's called.
Oh my god, I fucking suck, I fucking suck!
One more security. Same place.
The question mark
That's
dude, the one that we
okay.
don't know, is wicked low at one shot.
Oh, he's deafer than me, dude. I saw him like, okay.
There's a bandit.
Possession.
Marked him. I marked him. Bomb fell to the half. You can go grab the bomb now. He's to your left.
No, just go for the kill. Just kill him. No bomb needed. Also Capcan trap. Don't forget.
Fuck. Capcan trap where? Here?
Capcan trap. On the other side of the door.
I see. Yeah.
Go kill.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
Nice try, nice try.
I may hit him. I think I might have hit him though. I mean, I'm sure I've probably not gone the same way in, but hey, whatever. It's more fun than losing. I get this like weird like. Do you hear like this weird boom noise every time like it's the start of a match or whatever?
No, I don't think so.
I think it's like a graphical, like an audio artifact going on somewhere. Going bang.
Huh.
It's only when like the
Is
match...
anyone watching the streams?
Yeah, a couple. Why?
Just interesting.
Well, I think that's only
Locate a bomb.
Ah, dude, I'm so sleepy. Oh, wait, I got 4 kills? How'd I get 4 kills? What's going on in this game?
Well, I'm copper 1 and you're like bronze, so you are better than me, so you get more kills. That's obvious.
I know, but I shouldn't be getting any kills, is what I'm trying to say. I'm like all of this game. This might be the closest game we played so far today. I don't like that. I want to just win, just get over it.
5 seconds.
I don't actually want to try. I'm getting too sleepy.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and
sleepy.
defuse it. You must recover.
Too sleepy for me. Nice job, I guess. Killed a bunch of them.
Oh, nice. You got the kill. You got the kill. You're good. Good work.
That's friendly. I almost killed that guy.
Reloading. Cover me.
He isn't here there anymore.
Figured as much.
He isn't there. Fletch.
Oh, not me. That's fine. I'm not gonna play this fucking game with that guy.
One is like in this small room in the objective, like which is like room small.
I have no idea what you're fucking saying.
You located a bomb.
No one's there, Fuse.
Shut up. Fuck nay.
No longer in your
He always
possession.
goes there, that Molt guy. That's where he likes to sit. And it's a good spot. I like it too, but they're gonna just guard the bomb, dude. Well, the
Maybe
diffuser.
they don't know.
They do know. It's Molt guy, dude. Nice job.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
Showing your body before you show your gun. Love that strategy. Yeah, that's a good strategy. Did you like that stuff? When people do that stuff, they like peek with their body.
Yeah, that's like I didn't yet master it. I tried to, but it's too hard to do.
It's a hard strategy to master. I agree. Like, but you know. I recommend to not lead with your body, but lead with your gun. I like how many people we lost when they spawn peeked. Like spawn rushed us. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
How are they not like...
And I just killed both of them.
There was 3 or 4 of them that peaked. A ton
Yeah.
of them.
Like 3 peaked, one was upstairs, but he didn't know how to spawn pick, so he just didn't do anything. And the other 2, I killed.
Well, I think the other guy was just watching to make sure like he got like all angles maybe. The support, I don't know. I assume that's what that guy was for. I think that was the Molten guy. I don't think he's that stupid. Eh.
10 seconds to go.
Nah, Mullet guy is definitely stupid. He can't play this game.
Yeah, he's awful.
I'm
This
better.
game. 7 and frickin' 3. Shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Worst player in the game, dude.
You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
I'm so sleepy. Yeah, I can barely even play this game. I'm so tired.
Yo, Sludge, watch above.
Patience is a weapon. Oh, fucking A. Seriously? How did somebody jump through a window and just dink me? Whenever I jump through windows, I miss every fucking shot. I think this might be GG, man. Kotak. This might be last. This might be GG, dude. I don't think I want to win this, man.
How the fuck my shield was up, you fucking shit?
Friendly, last operator standing.
Got fucked up, bro. Got fucked up, bro.
Op 4 eliminated all friendlies.
Well, I think we lost this one.
I think so too, man.
But I'm like not really sure.
Nah, I think we lost this one too. I'm gonna end the stream.
I think they hacked. Definitely,
they're obviously
100%.
hackers, bro. Obviously, man.
Well,
anybody that beats
yeah.
me is a hacker, dude.
No one can beat us
Yeah.
if
but
they're not hacking.
That's true. Anyways, with that, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm too sleepy. Okay, my eyes are getting tired.